What's up, everyone? How's it going? Welcome back to another live stream. I'm pretty sure we did one last week, so we are in the motion to have it weekly again. We will see how Tuesday goes for everyone. We may switch it back to Wednesday, Thursday, whatever works for you all. Let me know in the comments. But typically a Tuesday seems to be working out for a lot of people. So we'll let everyone join in. Everyone, as you come on in, say what's up, how's it going? I'm pretty sure everyone can hear me totally fine, I think. Actually, I may need to change my settings again because I was just doing some voiceover. So let me make sure if you guys can hear me, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Pretty sure everyone can hear me. So MacBook built-in mic, perfect. Everyone can hear me. What is up, everyone? Cordetti, how's it going? On my end, audio and video-wise, we are all good. And Cripple says he could hear. Carmine, hello. Hello, Corey. Riley, what is up, everyone? Corey says we are Gucci. Perfect. Pebbles, how's it going? What is up, everyone? So if you're new to live streams, what we do here is whatever questions you guys have, whether it's Toyota-related, life-related, real estate, whatever you want to know, I will try to answer to the best of my abilities. If it's a dumb question, there typically are no dumb questions, but if it's like dumb, then I may just ignore it. We do get a little far behind sometimes on the live streams, about 5 to 10 minutes. So if you do not hear your question asked, typically it's not because I'm ignoring you. Sometimes we do have to skip, but just know that I'm usually 5 to 10 minutes behind on questions. If you want your question to go all the way up to the top, you can donate. You do not have to donate, but you can donate if you would like to support the channel and also get your comment straight up to the top. But everyone jumping on in. How's it going? John is up in here. Andy as well. Dion, how's it going? But we have the first couple of questions from CK here. Says, hey, from Sacramento. Could you touch on any features that the iForce Max models have over non-hybrids? Like some regen braking, run the AC without starting the engine remotely, all of this stuff, driving electric only. So they can do most of that stuff. I believe the regen is like very minimal. I don't feel a whole bunch of regen. And honestly, the new just normal iForce, like my normal Tacoma, there's a mode on it and I turn it off because it's annoying. If I let go of the gas, the truck will start to stop itself. I turn that off because it's a very weird feeling. It's almost too aggressive. But the truck will run itself in battery mode and have the AC and stuff going. That's what this Land Cruiser does. And you can also run it somewhat in EV mode. There is no dedicated button to press to be in EV mode like our old RAV4 had. But there is a somewhat pseudo EV mode for it. So Dion says, second gen Tundra all day. This alludes probably back to my community post that I made. There is a Voodoo Blue Toyota Tundra not too far from me. It's about 5.5, 6 hours away from me. I did ask you guys about it in last week's live stream, just if you guys would be somewhat interested in it. A lot of you guys in the live stream last week said yes. So I started negotiations with this dealership, and holy crap, third-party dealerships, nothing against them because there are some good ones, but my God, they think they have like this crown jewel. And I'm like, dude, this truck needs like $10,000 almost worth of work because the lift kit that is on it is completely botched. The truck, it has some wear and tear on the inside. And they're like, can you come up? Can you come up to see it? You want to come up? I'm like, dude, no, I am 6 hours away in the Florida Panhandle. You guys have this thing listed for 10 grand more than KBB. Are they willing to come down? Oh, just come up and look at it. I'm like, dude, whatever. They've been holding on to the truck for 30 days already now. And it's honestly kind of frustrating. I may just call their manager tomorrow and just straight up talk to him. But it is kind of frustrating. But that truck would be really cool for the channel, guys. I have some great ideas for it if it does happen. But it's pretty sweet. I've had a first-gen Tundra, and I've never owned a second-gen Tundra, and then I've had 2 third-gen Tundras. So I think it would be cool to have a second-gen Tundra on the channel just to kind of see how that is, your guys' reception of it. if it's really all that it's hyped up to be, right? I mean, I really enjoyed my first gen Toyota Tundra with the 4.7 liter V8. It was a good truck, pretty solid truck for the most part. Did have a little bit of a transmission issue. And then both third gens I've had, there's just been some minor issues, you know, with them fit and finish wise and some things that the dealerships have fixed. But for the most part, no powertrain issues, knock on wood, with my previous two Tundras. And I do want to message the dude that bought my white Tundra, my SR5 of 2022. I sold it to him around 15,000 miles. So I'm curious how that truck is for him. How's that sweet Land Cruiser? Andy says. It's been pretty sweet, man. Some more videos coming on this. I have them all written down on my whiteboard. Just more ideas coming through my head and everything for the Land Cruiser. But it's been very good so far. I do have the OEM wheels back on it. Those other wheels that we did test fit on the Land Cruiser were a little bit big. I am waiting for a lift kit. I need to text Jeff Westcott and see if he's just going to send a pre-collar kit for this while we wait for something else. But right now, it is it's doing pretty good. Florida Jake says, just heard on Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk live stream that you were live. Sorry, Tim. Hello, John. It's all right. I texted Tim earlier today because I had posted that I was going to be live here on my channel. I don't know, probably like, let's just say 2 o'clock. And then I'm on Facebook, and then he posts that he's going to be live around the same time as well. So if you guys like Tim's stuff, go on over to Tim's channel, say, hey, coming over here from John's channel, what's up? Or if you guys want to stay and hang out here, you guys totally can. But him and Jill, I think, are talking a bit more about just more typical truck stuff versus here where our live streams seem to be a little more Toyota focused. But if you want to go back and forth to our channels, you guys totally can. I just ask I just answer pretty much questions here. If we have some good topics that arise, we elaborate on them a little bit. But if you want to go over to Tim's channel for some more educational stuff, hey, it's no worries at all. You guys can go over to Tim's channel. Brock says, can you explain why you think the Land Cruiser is worth the asking price? Who are they marking it up to? Who are they marketing it to at the base price? So no car right now, no modern car is worth the price. All this car market is super inflated. You could see it across the board with Chevy, Ford, Toyota, Nissans, like everywhere. Things are significantly under MSRP. The MSRPs of vehicles in the last couple years with inflation has just gone like this. It's absolutely crazy. So to answer the first part of the question, I don't think it's worth the MSRP that Toyota is asking. I don't think the Tacoma was worth the MSRP that Toyota asked, right? And that is why these vehicles are now at a discount. I did not pay a discount for them because I wanted the vehicles first for the channel, for like content for you guys and whatnot. Yeah, so to answer that first portion of your question, they're not worth it. But who they're marketing it to is going to be upper middle class. I mean, the Land Cruiser starts at about $58,000. It sucks that I see it in my comments all the time, like, Toyota priced me out of this Land Cruiser, I'll never buy it. It's like, no, you won't with that attitude, you know? Like, if you want something, you have to work hard, and you gotta get it. That's why I'm on the live stream tonight, right, at 7 o'clock at night, hanging out with you guys and everything after working all day and doing stuff all day, because I have more things that I want in life. Like, these things are awesome behind me, you know, but I want more. So that is why I do what I do and everything. So I think that at 55-ish thousand for the 1958 Land Cruiser, it's definitely upper middle class, you know, someone that's probably making close to 110, 120 a year, you know, that's just where things are, especially with interest rates and everything. And then this one being, you know, at $70,000 is up there. It's not the person that's, you know, has their first job at like a fast food restaurant, or they're a grocery bagger or whatever at a grocery store. Like, this is ambitions for them, right, to be able to afford that one day, but that's not the demographic that Toyota is going after with this vehicle. So I think that they're definitely, you know, the blue collar worker that's working really hard, or, you know, some office dweller, right, that wants an overland vehicle. That's kind of where I feel like the Land Cruiser plays in at. And then the 4Runner, right, when the new 4Runner comes out, and the SR5 will hopefully be around $40-ish thousand, you know, like the current SR5 is, maybe 43, 44 starting price. That is, you know, more of like the middle class, I guess, for that 4Runner, hopefully if rates and stuff come down. So there is going to be some overlap in Toyota's price ladder, but I think that's kind of where the Land Cruiser is for people. Vince says, do you ceramic coat or wrap your vehicles? Thinking about doing an undercoating with my TRD Pro. So I did ceramic coat my Tacoma, the underground one. It was a bit more inexpensive than a full PPF wrap would have been. In hindsight, I wish I would have PPF wrapped kind of like the front end of that vehicle, because it did get some rock chips and stuff while going out to the West Coast and back. There are a couple of little rocky chips on the Tacoma, but it's still super shiny. I just spray it with water, quick little bit of soap, spray it with water again, blow it off, and it's done. So ceramic coat for like maintenance of a vehicle is killer. It is so cool. Wrapping a vehicle like PPF protection or something like that, it is more expensive, and then you still have to, like, you know, really wash it and really clean it on top of that. Some people that have just an insane amount of money, they PPF wrap a vehicle and then throw ceramic on top of it. So you can do that if you have a good amount of money for that. Landers, what is up? How's it going? Says, hey John, I enjoy the channel. I just put a deposit down on a 24 Tacoma Pro. Found out I'm number 2 on the list at my local dealer. When do you believe I'll get the truck allocated to me? So I just saw, and I think Longo Toyota may be one of the first, but they just posted on their Instagram a couple days ago, I think 3 or 4 days ago, of a TRD Pro in underground that they just got delivered to their dealership. So they're like a massive dealership here in North America. So TRD Pros, they're starting to trickle out. So hopefully by the end of July into August, you should hopefully see your TRD Pro. It just depends also on how big your dealership is and your area, if they're allotted or allocated to TRD Pros, because some dealerships in small areas, they really only get one per model year. So if you're number 2 on the list, you may not get it, but if you're in a bigger metropolitan area, you may be able to get it hopefully by the end of July. It would be kind of crazy if it's longer than that. Justin says, what are your thoughts / opinions? Do you think that we will see a bronze oxide on any other vehicles, i.e. the 4Runner or Tundra? So fun fact, bronze oxide was actually on the Corolla before it was on the 4th gen Tacoma. I hope that it's on the new 4Runner. I did a post about this in our forum, actually, and you guys can head to the forums in the description, our 6th gen 4Runner forum, about potential colors coming for the new 4Runner. But I left bronze oxide out, I hope I'm wrong, because Toyota showcased the Trail Hunter in the new Everest color. Now that's not to mean that bronze oxide won't be on the 4Runner, but they just showcased Everest versus bronze oxide. But bronze oxide would look dope on the Tundra, and also like the Sequoia as well, and the 4Runner. So I think it'd be something that they should bring to it. It would look really cool on the Land Cruiser too. It's just such an awesome color, like brown, greenish, copper kind of to it. It looks good. Brian says, if you want it, save up the cash to do it, take a side gig. 100%. If you guys want anything in life, like one paycheck, if it's a good paycheck, hey, that's good enough. But like Uncle Sam for me, because when I was in the military, just wasn't a big paycheck. So we started doing real estate stuff, side hustle things, started having a part-time job while I was still in the military. YouTube was making money. So I had like 6, 7, 8 streams of income before I finally like not gave up, but like got out of my full-time job with the military. So it just all depends on what you want and like how hard you want to work every day, man. Like honestly, and don't get me wrong, I'm not like right now I'm amped up, it seems like, but you know, every day it is still hard sometimes. Like, you know, you get on your phone a little bit too much and the dopamine starts going and going and going. And like today, I was ready to go. I ran, did the cold plunge, had my coffee, had my food. I was ready to go by 10 o'clock with doing all that stuff and running with the dogs. I was like ready. And then for some reason, when I went on Instagram to do some productive stuff, which is crappy, I just kept scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And next thing you know, it's like 11:15, 12 o'clock, and you killed 2 hours like replying back to people, but also just mindlessly scrolling. So It's definitely a, why did it click on that? Sorry. It's just mindlessly scrolling, like, and dopamine, just when it hits on these phones, it's like so bad for you sometimes, like, to not be productive. But Van says, John, what are your thoughts on the Car Care Nuts Land Cruiser review? Impressed by the build quality and Toyota's attention to detail. A bit concerning that the battery pack has a payload capacity of only 120 pounds. Your take? So to be completely honest, I have not seen his video yet of the new Land Cruiser. Even though I just said I was mindlessly scrolling on Instagram, I haven't really been on YouTube to watch a whole bunch of other videos. But I'm not sure about that payload capacity. For me, I'm not really putting that much in the back of my Land Cruiser, but I am curious though, if you put like a flatter board down to help distribute that weight a little bit more. I'm curious if that 120 pounds is like a direct 120 pounds straight onto the battery area, unless you're talking full payload capacity of like the whole car itself. I would have to look at the door on this Land Cruiser, but I've heard his videos are really, really good. I've watched some of them here and there and stuff, but I have not watched his full video on the Land Cruiser. But I will say that the build quality so far, like, I mean, that you heard a pop, but I'm like really pushing on that grill. It's made in Japan, so it has to be good, right? And we just got a star from Toyota Jeff, jumping up to the top, 2 minutes late. I apologize, Jeff. He says, hey, John, I think you're awesome. When can I meet you in person? By the way, 2025 4Runner rules. Maybe one day we'll meet in person, Jeff. Maybe later this year. Maybe we can see the 4Runner together or something like that again later this year. Guys, if you enjoy a lot of Toyota content and stuff, but also enjoy someone a bit more quirky with random movie quotes and singing and dancing in his videos and just all this crazy stuff. Jeff is a goofball, but go on over to Jeff's channel, Toyota Jeff Reviews, for all Toyota stuff, not just like body on frame stuff like I do, kind of cornered myself into that, but Jeff does everything. His Camry videos lately have been going pretty ham. But Jeff, thank you for the $5. Whenever you do a live stream again, Jeff, I'm there, dude. Let me know. All right, let's get where we were. Lee, how's it going? Leo, how's it going? Hey, John, do you think the Tacoma TRD Pro is worth it? I don't think that it is worth the price tag. The price tag is pretty high, especially when compared to the Ranger Raptor. But again, it goes back to Toyota giving you more standard features. Now, do you want them? I mean, maybe if you're paying the price for the TRD Pro, but the TRD Pro does have a lot more standard features and more luxury features than the Ranger Raptor does. The Ranger Raptor is just fully focused on just insane performance. The Tacoma TRD Pro does have great performance, but it also has more luxury features than the Ranger Raptor does. But it asks a lot more for the price. So I think if you're just looking on a price, like what could you build a vehicle to, and if you're not caring about all like the luxury features, then it's probably more beneficial to just get a normal TRD off-road and build it to be better than a TRD Pro. You could do that for cheaper, you know, but to some people, the TRD Pro may be worth it. You know, again, it goes back to if you have the money. Do you want a all-in-one package straight from the dealership? You don't have to take it anywhere to get things modified, a third-party shop, all this stuff. Then yeah, to some people it'd be worth it. For me personally, I am not overly ecstatic. When I was driving the vehicles, I was ecstatic driving them. It put a smile to my face. Toyota Jeff knows, if he's still in here, he can hijack the comments. I drove the crap out of that truck. It was absolutely a blast, jumping it, drifting it, so good. But would I personally probably pay like $65,000, $66,000, whatever that truck is at for it? I don't think I would. I think I'd rather build up an actual Tacoma pre-runner, which is next year's like build in my mind, full long travel, fiberglass fenders and everything on it. Just a really awesome truck. Sam says, hey John, what is up? Is your Land Cruiser going to get done by Westcott Designs? Suspension components should be done by Westcott Designs. I do need to text Jeff to see what the heck is up with that. And then I'm not sure where the Land Cruiser will go. It's not going to get like, you know, insane roof racks and ladders and front bumpers and all this stuff. It's gonna be like the 4Runner. Oh, that's in the way. It's gonna be like the 4Runner, where it's an OEM Plus style build. So it's not gonna be like the Tacoma where we just went balls to the walls really, really fast. I'm gonna enjoy this Land Cruiser kind of in its stockish form for probably like the whole time that we have it. Brock says, can you share your experience using wheel spacers on your 4Runner? They were pretty good for the most part. If you can avoid using wheel spacers and just use like a wider offset or a more negative offset, I would probably recommend that in my time of putting different wheels and tires onto a vehicle. Just less moving parts, less things to really get in your way. But if you are going to use wheel spacers, I would use the highest quality wheel spacers possible. Those Spider Tracks ones that I had were good. Make sure they're hub centric for a Toyota if you're going to be putting it on a Toyota. But I enjoyed them on mine. I'm just at the point now where I think that I would just rather have a more negative offset wheel to like push out the wheel a little bit more if you need your stance to be a little bit wider. That way it's just all hanging on the wheel and not a wheel spacer and then your wheel. Just more stuff to potentially be an issue. Which would win in a race 0 to 80? Land Cruiser or the 5th Gen 4Runner? That would be a good race, and I'm going to do that with my wife. But the Land Cruiser would win. Unless we really hype up the throttle enhancer on the Tacoma or on the 4Runner, I feel like the Land Cruiser would win. Just way more torque, low end. I guess, though, to 80, it would depend on if the 4Runner is able to just edge it out just a smidge at that kind of top end for it with the more displacement that the 4Runner has. But I'm gonna give that to the Land Cruiser just because it's 0 to 60 is probably going to be a bit faster, and if we're only going to 80, then I would put my money on the Land Cruiser. Hey John, picking up a 24 Tacoma Pro next week. Boom! So they are getting delivered. That is what is up. I have to admit that I'm a bit concerned with the transmission overheating issues. What do you think? I am not concerned at all about the Tacoma stuff, and that is not me being a fanboy. The internet is an echo chamber. From what I've seen and what I've heard, there's been like 4 or 5 maybe documented issues. So I'm not saying that other issues aren't out there, that people that haven't put it on the internet yet, right? But from the several that have only been on the internet is an echo chamber. So if like 10,000 people see a video and then they start talking about it, now there's like 50,000 Tacoma problems, right? When it's really only 4. So that's not me downplaying it. I'm just saying that the internet, it's an echo chamber, especially with everything that has been going wrong with these trucks. Like, it sucks. Like my grill shutter issue, that sucks, right? But the truck's still drivable at least. It is just an echo chamber, and you just have so many channels now, like just negative all the time. And you know, Toyota does, they can improve on stuff for sure, but like, oh my gosh, it is a bit overwhelming. But bro, enjoy it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it's under warranty. I know that's crappy to like say, and then you're out of a truck for a little bit, but Toyota will give you a vehicle as a lender, or as a loaner. If your truck ultimately goes down, it's under warranty. But I would not be concerned about it, honestly. There's so many Tacomas out there. Right now, I think Toyota's at 56,000 Tacomas that are out there, and not every single one is having issues. My Tacoma doesn't have overheating issues at all. I'm way probably over maxed what the rotational mass should be with those heavy tires. I have a roof rack. I have the Go Fast camper on the back, a bit more weight on my Tacoma, and I've been driving it. It's freaking hot in Florida, but going through Arizona at 115 degrees up and through the mountains and stuff, no issues. Knock on wood, again, with my Tacoma. Enjoy it, dude. Just enjoy the truck. Jeff says, John, I'm a bit curious if you have any knowledge if you can special order a hybrid Tacoma with a 6-foot bed. Everything I'm seeing, it's only the Trail Hunter. It's only the Trail Hunter for now. I feel like if Toyota sees the desire for more people to have it, or maybe that's just an upgrade they do for like model longevity in the future and stuff, is offering it on like a TRD off-road in like 2026, right? Then someone will be like, oh, well, wow, I was waiting for this. Now I'm going to jump on with the Tacoma. So that's like, Toyota can honestly give you everything at first. All car manufacturers, they could give you everything all at first. We could have like the most dope Tacoma with every single option, every single package that they're going to put on it. But then like, what's keeping the person from buying it the first year than from buying it the last year, right? If there's no improvements throughout the year. So that's why, like with the 3rd gen Tacoma, you know, towards the end of the whole model year, you had dual climate control on every single model. You had power seats on every single model, but that like wasn't there during the initial launch of it, if it makes sense. So I feel like eventually the whole entire Tacoma lineup will be like hybrid, especially because Toyota wants all hybrid and battery vehicles, I think by like 2030 or 2035. If that's changed, I'm not 100% sure. But yeah. Daryl says, hey John, any word on the Land Cruiser needs premium fuel only? It does. So from what I've heard, it does not need premium fuel only. That's only if you want the peak performance out of it. That is what I've been told. In all honesty, the last couple gas tanks of this, I've just put premium in it because premium in Florida right now is only like $3 or $3.05. So I'm just like, I'll just put the premium in it. And regular gas, I think down the road from us is like $2.80, $2.89, I think right now. So being from California, like anything under $3.85, like for me, is nice. Like I hate when gas skyrockets. It's the stupidest thing. But yeah, I'm just putting premium in the Land Cruiser right now, honestly. Cripple says you should talk about your new 6th gen 4Runner forum. Do you also have one for the 5th gen? We do not for the 5th gen, but if you want to go over to trail4runner.com, it is not a forum, but it is more of just this insane catalog of just all 4Runner stuff, DIY installs. I've wrote some articles in there too with Toyota Press events and everything, but it's just full-length stuff, a bit more than what forums are, because forums are just quick threads. But if you go over to trail4runner.com, dude, you could be there forever. You could be there forever. Andy, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Sorry if you're not in here. How far behind are we? We're 12 minutes behind, so we will speed through a couple of these questions real quick. We will just go through them. So I do like to elaborate on questions, guys, just because you guys are taking time out of your night to ask questions and hang out here with us. But I'll just rapid fire through most of these to catch back up. Josh says, I want to see a 6th gen 4Runner and a 5th gen supercharged 4Runner matched up against each other. That would be sweet. I did that with Breland's 5.7 Tundra and my just normal Tundra. I did get beat by a supercharged Tundra, but I am curious though if a 4Runner would hold its own, because Jeff Westcott had a supercharged 4Runner. It did have a lot of weight on it, but he raced Mark Brenner's Tacoma when Mark had that, and the Tacoma just walked the 4Runner. Granted, though, the 4Runner had like a bigger rooftop tent, GFC rooftop tent on it, so it had some drag and stuff. But that Tacoma just walked it, and it wasn't even like the hybrid one. Mr. Key says, hey, John, does the Land Cruiser back seat, is it a little bit more spacious than the upcoming 4Runner? In my opinion, it's the exact same as the upcoming 4Runner. Dimensions may be a little bit different when Toyota officially comes out with them. The main thing that the Land Cruiser has over the 4Runner is head height. So it's a higher roofline on the Land Cruiser. Yeah, bronze Tundra would be dope. 15 years as a Marine. Heck yeah, Groot. Thank you so much for that, man. Good job. Appreciate your service with that, too. George is saying, hello from Miami. What is up? George from Miami. Tundra or Tacoma, if I had to pick one every day, Bob, it would be the Tacoma. It's just an easier daily driver. It does stink, you know, the cabin space on the inside, but we don't have, you know, kids or a family, so it's just my wife and I. The dogs do enjoy the Tundra space when we do take it for road trips, but the 4Runner is more of our dog mobile. The KTM agrees with Tacoma. Moises says, ever since Toyota stopped inviting TRD John to the events, he can't speak freely on Toyota. I could say whatever I want about Toyota there, Moises. I could say that this Land Cruiser is the biggest pile of crap ever and I'll never buy one again, if I truly felt that way. It sucks that the new Tundra is having all these engine issues and it's leaving people stranded on the road. That sucks. Toyota needs to fix that. They need to really figure out if it's just debris in them or if it is a manufacturing issue. If they need to re-engineer some parts, they need to figure that out. The Tacoma, it needs more soft touch material in it. Instead of being all the plastic stuff, the exhaust pipe hangs too low. I have a ticking sound on my back door of the Tacoma. It should have a bigger fuel tank. I can say whatever I want, guys. I just don't make dedicated rant videos about things. I sprinkle it in through videos to kind of keep it entertaining for what people want, instead of just like, my Tacoma has a small fuel tank, this is horrible, Toyota doesn't care about the range. Like, why? So my videos are more for my actual viewers and stuff. It's not just to get stuff out there, but I can say whatever I want and I'll still get invited to Toyota events. Mike says, will you get the new 4Runner? I will. Vince says, I'm already subscribed to Toyota. Jeff, there you go, Jeff. Heck yeah, man. Subscribers in the house of Jeff. Tell Jeff, Vince, that he needs to do live streams. Maybe we should get Toyota Jeff on here to get him a little bit more comfortable with live streams, and then maybe he'll do some himself. I think he'll enjoy it. Taco says, what's up, John? I've got a 24 Sport with 8,000 miles on it. Had it for about 5 months and loving it, and over 3K in mods. Channel is Taco Hogue 420. Love your channel, man. I'm subscribed. Hello from Palm Springs, California. Well, dude, thank you so much. Guys, if you want more Tacoma content, I hope that Taco Hogue is still in here right now. Go over to, or Taco Hog, sorry, not Hogue. Go over to his channel, Taco Hog 420, and just enjoy his content. Since it's a new channel, in the comments and stuff, if he needs improvement with some things, give him positive criticism and stuff on how to make his channel better. That's what I love, when people say, hey, John, your audio needs to be better. Oh, thanks. Invest in microphones and stuff. So appreciate it, man. I will check out your channel as well, Taco Hog. Thank you so much. Brent says, John, what's your favorite gen of Tacoma? I drive a 3rd gen on 35s and re-geared, and it is just not enjoyable to drive. Do I sacrifice all my money in on this or stick it out? To be honest, man, it's hard. The 2nd gen is really good because of that 4.0. The 3rd gen, once you start putting bigger tires and everything on it, it is it's a hog. Like a stock Tacoma 3rd gen, it's good. But the moment you start putting bigger tires, heavier tires, weighing it down with stuff, that engine and transmission, it's just bad. The next thing that I would recommend if you are re-geared is probably getting it tuned, Brent, is doing an OTT tune on it. Everyone that has done it on their Tacomas, they swear by it. They say it's the best thing ever. So I would, if your truck is not properly tuned, I would do that before like giving up on it to get like a newer 4th gen. So far, my favorite generation of Tacoma is the 4th gen. It's just the most comfortable to drive so far. I like the updated tech in it. It's still pretty solid. I do one day still want like a single cab 1st gen with a short bed pre-runner. That would be really cool. I like the just tininess and the design of it and stuff. So, but my favorite like that I've only owned 2 3rd gens and a 4th gen. My favorite of those is actually the 4th gen. And I am going to step away for 2 seconds. I need to turn on the box fan because I'm freaking sweating in the garage. So I appreciate you guys. It's freaking hot. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. My wife and buddy that just had like surgery, we're like babysitting him. They're inside the house watching TV. So hopefully we don't hear wind noise on this, but we are now 14 minutes behind, so we will go through some stuff even faster. Looked at a Land Cruiser 250 today. Dealer offered me a crazy high trade-in for my 21 TRD Off-Road Premium. That could be some potential right there. Jeff said I had no idea the TRD Pro could do the things it did off-road 100%. So like the TRD Pro is insane off-road for sure, but again, kind of high price tag. People should wait for the 4Runner to be out and then a couple years potentially buy it. You could definitely do that for sure. Either buy used if they prove themselves reliable for a little bit more of a discount, or, you know, in a couple years, they will be more reliable than they are for the first couple of model years. But just keep in mind, typically, they always increase in MSRP over time. Hey, John, get a Lexus LX600. To be honest, I do not really like the LX600. I think it is very expensive for what it is. I don't really care for the design of it, really. It's just a very massive grille. The luxury one, or the full luxury of the executive one, is pretty cool. But aside from that, I would honestly rather have a GX550 over the LX600 just all day. New to the channel, but will you ever do the Sequoia? So I did do a Sequoia KTM. I had a TRD Pro last year. Had it for about 6 months. We didn't build it or anything, but it was just more of like a in the life kind of purchase of the Sequoia. We didn't really do a road trip with it or anything like that, but I do have probably 10 to 15, probably like 10 videos of the Sequoia. Man, very unique name, bro. Hey, John, I purchased a 24 Tundra Platinum 2 months ago, and I love it so far. I'm going to keep it for 4 to 5 years. How do you think my Tundra will it lose more than 50% of its value in 4 to 5 years? It shouldn't lose 50% of its value. Toyotas are typically pretty good. The only thing that I am concerned about the Tundra is if this machining issue is more than just the machining issue, and it's like all engines eventually affected, right? Like if they upgrade this recall to all 2023s and then some 2024s and then hybrids, that at that point is where it's going to get really bad for Tundra owners and like value, right? Because especially again with the internet being an echo chamber, that's like, yo, the first 3 years of the Tundra 22, 23, 24, avoid it, right? Especially rolling into the refresh of the Tundra as well. That's when it's going to be really hard. I still at that point don't see them losing 50% of its value, but for Toyota owners to like know that may be a major issue. It also depends on what Toyota's fix eventually is for that truck too, like what that all entails. That could really either help or hinder resale values. But fun fact, 550,000 Ford F-150s were just recalled today for transmissions as well. So like, you know, it just all depends. Like all these companies are just using COVID and all these new materials and everything as an excuse instead of just like making a good vehicle. Again, you know, it ain't like what it is back in the 60s and 70s. And I'm sure all those cars had issues too, but man, it just seems like everything new is just not what it used to be. Skolt said that I just got a 5th gen 4Runner TRD Pro in Underground. Absolutely love it. I switched from my Wrangler Rubicon. It fell apart at 35,000 miles. It was sad. Too many electrical issues. That is definitely Fiat Chrysler Mopar, unfortunately. People, I'm sure, enjoy their Jeeps. You know, like they're good. People buy them for a reason, to have fun and enjoy them. But you did get the last of the 4Runner, which should be really good, man. Congrats. Jono says, John, what are your thoughts on these tires on a 5th gen Pro wheel? So it just depends on how wide you really want the tires to be. A lot of people run 255s just for better gas mileage, but 285/70s, they look pretty good. I have 285/70s on my 4Runner. I'm getting like 17, 18 almost with the 4Runner. It is lifted up a little bit, and it's a lot of city driving. But I personally like the 285/70s. I feel like it's a good look on the 4Runner, and I have stock TRD Pro wheels on my 4Runner as well. Florida Jake, who is a member, thank you so much, Jake, says, yep, lots of trolls and haters out here in the YouTube realm, but appreciate the channels that keep it honest. I've had no issues either. I mean, yeah, you know, I mean, trolls are everywhere. People have, you know, that want to be trolls. They just have nothing better to do with their time, I guess, than just sit on here and call me a shill, and I do stuff to Toyota to go to events. Like, I don't. Like, it's just people that are just assuming you instead of like asking questions on how things actually are and like how I could help them if they want to do certain things like in life, you know, if they want to be a YouTuber, if they need help or something. People would just rather, not everyone, I appreciate all the good people, but there are a lot of bad people that do stand out, unfortunately. Thanks for the answer, appreciate it, no problem. Hey John, love the content. When's the new 4Runner drive event? They told us specifically not to tell you guys the exact month and location, but I will say that it is a couple months away. 3 to 4 months away is when it is, but I won't give locations or anything or specific dates out. But it is coming up. It'll be here hopefully before we know it. Will you keep the 5th gen 4Runner so you can put them head to head? I do not plan on getting rid of my 5th gen 4Runner. If I do, I've said this in live streams in the past and here and there on the channel, I will do a giveaway with it. I will keep contact with the owner for if they ever want to sell it or get rid of it, and I will buy it back. Corey Deddy says that he just subscribed to Taco Hog. Heck yeah. Did you cover the Voodoo Blue Toyota Tundra? What happened to that? So I posted on the community tab the other day, guys, that there's this Voodoo Blue Tundra. It's about 6 hours away from me. It's pretty nice. Well, it's nice. It needs work. But the dealership is a third-party dealership, and they want $10,000 more than what normal KBB is for that truck. I did fair to good condition. And it has a shitty ready lift on it with a cut cross member and everything like that. I haven't shared what the truck is, but a ready lift on this particular Tundra just diminishes the value in my opinion. But they want me to drive up to them to see this truck. And I'm like, dude, I want to know if you guys are gonna come down to like 30 grand on this truck, because they have it for like 44. And it almost has 100,000 miles. So I'm like, you guys need to come down. They're like, just come up, just come up. I'm like, I'm not gonna waste 12 hours of my life there and back to just like you guys BS around this overpriced truck. So it's already been on the market for 30 days. Maybe everyone in this chat should just call them and be like, hey, I'll give you 20 grand, I'll give you 15 grand, I'll give you 12 grand, I'll give you 25 grand. And then I call them tomorrow and be like, hey, you take 32? After everyone bombards them with freaking low offers, because the thing's way overpriced. And that is also one of the reasons why I want to sell the Tundra, is for that potential second gen, but also on the community tab, I showed you guys the 20 acres of land. And it's kind of crazy, like when you're very determined to get something that you should have been working hard for anyways, like all in the past, how quickly your everything just starts going. So the Tundra, I only owe like 32 on it right now, and Kelly Blue Book for trade-in on it was like 56, and Private Party was like 59. So I listed it on Instagram, just posted like 62, which is over Private Party, right? But it has bigger tires, it has more money into it, right? But if someone ultimately offers me 58 for my Tundra, I'll take it. So I listed it at like 62. That would just free up a lot of money. Could probably buy this other Tundra, not have that Tundra payment for debt to income ratio, your DTI and stuff, and hopefully give us an advantage to potentially buy that property, which would just open up so many doors with that property. It would be so sick. So yeah, that is kind of two birds, one stone. We will talk about it again. But the truck, that Tundra is pretty sweet, and it would be really rad. I'm gonna stand up, guys. It'd be really rad to have on the channel, just because it would be a full project, restoration and improvement as well with that. Glenn says, I've been enjoying the videos and should be getting a bronze oxide 6-foot bed trail hunter in about a month to replace my 01 Tacoma with almost 300,000 miles on it. The tech difference and everything from the 01 to that is going to be wild, man. You're going to be like, holy smokes. But I hope you enjoyed it at least. Dirt says, just got home from the dealer. Traded in my 17 on a 24 Sport Premium. Love it. Congrats, man. That is awesome. Hope you got a great deal and enjoy the new Tacoma, dude. Heck yeah. Mr. Luis says, I appreciate your honesty. Don't let the haters get to you. I don't let them get to me at all, bro, but I appreciate that. I bought a 24 Tacoma 3 weeks ago. So far, enjoying it. Heck yeah. Yeah, haters are haters. Sometimes honestly, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes they get to me a little bit more than they should. But to me, it's just like, why do people say that? Like me just trying to figure out why they're a bad person, like, irks me more than them saying, yo, John, you have freckles, you look like a loser. Like, bro, what are you, like, in freaking elementary school? Like, come on. Or just all this stupid stuff. Like, the haters are kind of crazy. And YouTube filters out a lot of comments, and then, like, you get the idiots that are like, wow, he deletes comments. And then I go to, like, YouTube's blocked comments, and they say, like, all these cuss words and all this stuff. I'm like, well, yeah, YouTube blocks all that hate stuff, bro. You're an idiot. Greg says, a big fan, man. I got a 24 Tacoma off-road too and loving it. Dude, a lot of new Tacoma owners up in the chats. Hopefully no one is having issues with their transmissions, right? Oh, and look at the positive comments coming through. I just want to make sure how far behind we were. My wife saying, "What a handsome man." Aw. And then Ryan in here says, "Let me touch it. Let me touch the Tacoma and freaking put the check engine light back on." Maybe I'll bring you the Land Cruiser, Ryan, so we could do the brake lines and everything on that. And then you could touch the Land Cruiser and see if the freaking check engine light comes on. That's great. The source says, "Hey John, what is your opinion on build quality between a Mexican-built Tacoma and a Japanese-built Land Cruiser?" So honestly, the Tacoma is pretty solid for what it is. The main difference is materials. So the materials sourced in Asia for this are better than the materials sourced somewhere in Mexico / North America. So when companies build vehicles, and this is like, you know, what I've learned by going to these events and talking to people and everything, instead of just making a blanket YouTube video that has no context to it, is that companies source products very somewhat close to the manufacturing facilities. So some of the stuff in Mexico, it may be different than a lot of the stuff in Japan or Asia. And this was super evident when I was a little bit let down that the 4Runner interior is like the same as the Tacoma, right? And I was like, gosh dang it. Why is this not its own vehicle? Why is it not its own thing? But then I was touching the 4Runner TRD Pro and touching the seats, touching the doors, the dashboard, all of that stuff. And I was like, you know what? This feels better. This feels a little bit more solid, better materials, softer touch materials, more soft touch everywhere than the Tacoma that has more plastic. And you could tell the difference between Mexico materials versus Japan source materials. Now, in forms of like quality, I honestly haven't been able to, maybe I just need to go with like a panel gap tool and all this stuff between the Land Cruiser and the Tacoma to really see the differences. But like, as far as build quality, I haven't really noticed much, honestly. And I feel like the Tacoma is a little bit quieter than the Land Cruiser just because the Tacoma has acoustic glass. It's a different like window profile that like swoops back a little bit more. So I don't know. It's hard, but materials is going to be like the main thing that a lot of people will notice the differences on when the 4Runner comes out versus the Tacoma. But yeah, so that would be cool to just do panel gaps and see if it's like really, really bad. But I can't tell a major difference. They both kind of drive modern. Both of their infotainments work perfectly fine for me. The cameras work good. But yeah, I think the biggest thing that a lot of people are going to notice is just the materials used. Tundra NC says, "Hey John, keep that 4Runner. It's one of the best Toyotas ever made." 100% it is. The 5th gen is going to go down as a it's going to be like the 1st gen, I feel like. Like in 20, 30 years, you know, super clean 5th gens, when people see them, they're going to be like, yo, I want 20 grand for that. You know, like, it's going to be crazy to have a 40-year-old vehicle that's still worth that much, right? But I feel like that's how certain 5th gens are going to be. Are you buying a 6th gen 4Runner? I most likely will be for the channel, yes. Jono says, "Thanks, John, for the answer. The tires look good on your 4Runner. Are those Nittos?" They are. They are the Nitto Recon grapplers. Jono also, oh, yep, boom, said it twice. Boom. Don't get a truck with the ready lift. Sounds like junk. 100% Banks, it's junk. You should see the block that this freaking thing has in the back, bro. It is like, it's as tall as this. Like when I went to the photos of the back, it has this crappy block on the axle, and then your leaf springs are right on top, riding like absolute bunk, which is why I don't want to pay more than like 30 grand for the truck. Because once the truck is fixed up, like if I'm able to do it, fix up the truck, already talked with Ryan and Yoda Mafia about it. Well, I didn't talk to Breland about it, but I talked to Ryan about it, of doing a whole kind of build series on resurrecting this truck. It'd be good content. It'd be really good content. And Ryan even said, like, if it's really hacked up, we may have to find like a front end, like not a full front end. I don't think that we would need a full front end, but maybe parts of a front end from like a donor truck. So like we'd be going to a junkyard, I think. I don't know. If Ryan's still in the chat, he could let you know. Don't tell him what it is, Ryan. But it's going to need some work. It's definitely going to need some work for sure. But I feel like that would be the fun in it, doing that, because I'm not the best. I'm like very good at garage like DIY stuff, but not like over the top DIY stuff on the channel, which alludes back to that property that I was talking about. That would give opportunity to like build a shop and have a lift and learn stuff, and then you guys could critique me through YouTube and everything about that and get better. But like right now, like Ryan is my wealth of knowledge at Yoda Mafia. Every time I go there, I learn like so much. I don't remember everything because we talk so much, but like I learn a lot. And like this Tundra project would really be cool. But yes, the Ready Lift is absolute junk, which I'm trying to portray to this dealership. Like to them, they're like, yo, this truck looks cool. It has 22-inch wheels and a 6-inch lift, and it looks cool. No, dude, the lift kit's ass. Like it is so bad on that truck, and it's ruining the value of what that truck is, which is probably why it's been listed for 30 days. How is the driver assist tech on the Land Cruiser? It's really good. Not like, it's a little too much sometimes, because like when you're pulling out, it yells at you because it senses a car coming, which is nice if you're not paying attention. But if you're literally looking and waiting for that car to pass as you're creeping forward, it'll yell at you saying beep, 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 like there's someone coming. So it has a lot of nanny features. But for the most part, it's not over the top to where it's annoying to drive. I did turn off that, hey driver, pay attention, look alert thing, because like I am, so that thing needs some adjustment. But for the most part, it's pretty good. The cruise control, the radar cruise control, the lane keep assist, all that stuff is pretty good on the Land Cruiser. Jono, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. I think Mexico versus Japan build comparison is overhyped. They're built by robots at both countries. So 100%, that's something I don't get as well. Like a majority of everything is built by robots. Yes, there is some, finishing touches, and if people realize like, hey, this doesn't look the best, I feel like in Japan they have a little bit more of an eye for things that aren't, not to standard, but like they may catch some of that stuff more on the production line than like trucks built in the United States or Mexico. That's my only thing, that they may just catch it a little bit more. But for the most part, like a lot of this stuff is made in the United States or in Mexico or in North America, I should say. A lot of the parts are made there, and a lot of the parts are like made in Japan. Like if you look at your window sticker on a vehicle, it'll tell you where a majority of the products are all sourced, and then final assembly is at these locations, right? So final assembly is all in Japan for this stuff. Final assembly is all in Mexico for this stuff. It's not like the engines are made in Mexico and the freaking tires are made in it. Like everything's made in Mexico. It's all going from all these areas, and then final assembly is in their relative areas and stuff. So Japan may just have more of an eye for it, right? Those plants have been there so long. They've been there significantly longer, I feel, than the Mexico plant, so maybe they have more seniored employees and stuff there. But there's also Japanese employees at the Mexico plants too, making sure that everything is up to their standards. And Mr. Luis, jump into the top, or Mr. Lewis, jump into the top of the chat with $5 donation. Thank you so freaking much, bro. Says, why do people still complain about tacos being made in Mexico when the third gens were made there? I don't get that either, bro. I've said that as well. And, I don't think all third gens were made there, but like for a good portion of their life, the third gens were made in Mexico, So like, it's nothing new, like at all. This model year, 100% of the production is in Mexico, but like it is nothing like new to the Tacoma at all, which is just crazy to me when I see like those headlines and stuff. It's like nothing has changed at all. Motivation is key. Thank you for responding about the Tundra. It is my goal to get one of those in Voodoo Blue someday. Well, Chris, there is one in Atlanta, but it needs some work for sure. But yeah, of course, you got to be motivated to do stuff. Again, we all lack motivation sometimes, right? But if you just tell your brain like, no, I need to go do this like multiple times and just go and do it, then we should all be good. And I'm sorry if the quality is getting bad for some reason. Like, I haven't moved my laptop, and our internet is absolutely crap at this house sometimes, but I keep seeing it go dipping in and out. So I hope that it is staying there. And I wanted to say this just in case Ryan leaves. So Ryan says, I can fix it for sure. We need some new knuckles, some links, a little but needed work. Makes the truck so much more usable, for sure. Like, I wouldn't even be comfortable taking this truck off-road, like, with how the truck is right now. All right, so sorry if I missed a couple comments. Hate sells, gotta monetize it. Unfortunately, people love drama. People love drama. And I guess if it's working, dig that hole, you know, and capitalize on it, I guess. Brian says, do you have a merch shop with TRD John apparel, stickers, etc.? I don't. And a lot of people ask this, and it's crazy to me, and I should just do it. But it's crazy to me that people would want stuff. Like, it makes me super happy. I did have patches made in the past, and this was the patch, and I think I'm almost sold out. But it's just of the 4Runner, just kind of stock. Not like the best patch, dude, but it was my first patch that I ever made. Kind of like a Miami Vice theme with it and stuff, with palm trees, because I'm in Florida with the 4Runner. But like, this is the only type of merch that I've done. And just in my mind, I just, like, I guess can't wrap my head around, you know, that 100,000 people subscribe to the channel, or like people want merchandise. Like, I just don't know what it would be. I don't know if it would just be like TRD John, or like just make a brand out of it. I need to like talk with some people to get like a good, because like when I do it, I want it to be like great. I don't want it to just be a shirt that you wear a couple times and you wash it and it's horrible, you know. I want it to be cool. So I have contemplated that if we do giveaways on the channel in the future and stuff, it would be like with patches. So I'd be more into patches, but then again, I don't know if people love collecting patches or if they would want more, or ball caps or something. But it's on my mind, and it could be very good monetary wise as well, to do stuff like that, right? To pay for future things for the channel, to get multiple projects and just funnel all that back into the channel. All the YouTubers that I watch, they all have merch, and they all have dope cars and dope projects, and their fan base is so happy about it, and I just haven't done it. Maybe I'll just do a new patch and just see how it goes, or something, or just really figure that out. But I appreciate that. I'm glad to see that people want the merch, because you're definitely not the first to ask. Andy says, trading in my 2010 4Runner for a 24 Land Cruiser. My 5th gen 4Runner was perfect. Gonna miss her. I hope you enjoy the new Land Cruiser. And they're somewhat similar. They weirdly are somewhat similar in their own way. The Land Cruiser is a bit more modern, but they are very similar in their own way. What gen do you like the best? Flipper Dipper of what, sir? I may have missed that. Mr. Man, again with the dono, bro. We need TRD John stickers. All right, so I will figure out. I have some friends that have very successful businesses with both merchandise and just marketing and stuff like that. I will reach out to them to see the best avenue to really go about that. So that'd be awesome. Tundra trading in for the new GX. We are not trading in the Tundra for the new GX, so I will touch on it again. There is a 2nd gen Tundra that I would really like, and also there's some property that I would really like. And getting rid of the 3rd gen Tundra right now, I really wanted to keep it until the refresh, potentially next year per rumors. We may get it revealed next year, and then it may be the year after, is at 2026. Not 100% sure yet for the refresh of the Tundra. But I really wanted to keep this Tundra until then. But just when life throws you things, you got to realize what's the low-hanging fruit and just cut it. And, you know, if we want to get another Tundra after the fact, then that would be cool. In my mind, if the world is perfect, this is how it's going to happen, okay? The Tundra will get sold. We'll buy the 2nd gen Tundra, fix it up, do everything with it, do something special with it at the end. That truck's gone. We get this land that I want, build the shop on it, do all this fun stuff, and the truck that I'll have down there, this is going to throw a curveball at you guys, okay? You guys ready? is a Raptor. So, so then we get a Raptor. Dude, Mark Brenner is such a bad influence. A Raptor has been like one of my dream trucks for a while. I know it's a Ford. I know they have their issues. It's a dope truck. And then Mark Gotti's like, yo, bro, you going to get one? I'm like, dude, I've wanted a Raptor for so long. And then he got one. And I don't know. The reception on his channel seems to be really good with it. So then we'll do a Raptor. And then we'll flip that into, you know, either positive equity or negative, whatever. We'll roll that into the Tundra refresh when it comes out. Then that way too, you know, we experience another brand, kind of get that influence and stuff with that. Just see how things are. I don't know. That is like the perfect world, right? If all the freaking things fall into place. And then a GX eventually on the channel as a press vehicle. And maybe we will own one day. Depends on how long we keep this Land Cruiser. Did I win the giveaway for some of your Tacoma mods? Liked and subscribed. That would be funny. I'm not sure if I will do individual mods and stuff with the Tacoma, but we do have big plans for the Tacoma. It's been a great truck, man. I really do enjoy it. Even though, you know, it had the issue with the grill shutter and stuff, like that check engine light is gone right now. So we will see how that Tacoma is like in the next couple months and stuff. John says, sorry, I didn't mean to type in a question so much. iPad has been acting weird. Dude, my phone today, I don't know if it's the Apple spies like up in our products or something like that, but my freaking iPhone today was the slowest piece of crap all day. And like there were so many, you know, but got stuff done on it. But it was just glitching all over the place. How's the power on the new Land Cruiser? Super good, like surprisingly good. It is a 4-cylinder attached to a hybrid, but the low end torque is punchy on it. And I mean, it scoots more than the 4Runner does all day for sure. All right, how far behind are we? 8:02, and we're at what? Oh, we're 8 minutes behind, so we definitely caught up. So appreciate that. Everyone putting in questions and stuff that they have. Hope everyone's week has been going good so far. It's only Tuesday, but you know, hopefully everyone's weeks have started out pretty good. Would you ever buy a truck that has had the frame cut by a person I don't know and trust? So ironically, that's what's happening potentially with this second gen Tundra. As long as you know someone that could go backwards that you trust, depends if you could get it for a good deal. I would not pay MSRP or what a truck should be at, right? So like the MSRP or Kelley Blue Book on this second gen Tundra is around 34 to 36 for it. And I don't want to pay like more than like 32, honestly, which is crazy because it's 12 grand less than what they have it for. And it's probably more than what they paid for, or less than what they paid for the truck. But like, dude, like someone cut the frame. It's bad. So it just depends. Like, do you have the means to fix it as well? Do you know a person that can fix it well? Can you get a killer deal on it? You know, that's where I would be on it. How does the money even out, and does it make sense? Bank says, can you summarize the 4th gen Tacoma transmission issues? Are the autos having issues? So to summarize the Tacoma issues for like the very little knowledge that I've researched, but I've also talked to Tim, who's made his videos, and he's researched some stuff too. Tim Estradal, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. They may still be live if you guys want to go over to his live stream. First off, there ain't that many trucks. There are 55,000 plus Tacomas that have been sold so far, 4th gen Tacomas that have been sold. And so far on that NHTSA report and other things, I think there's only 4 or 5. So those odds are like really crappy. So it sucks that that has happened to those trucks. But those are very, very small odds. Sure, there's probably other trucks out there that have the issues as well that did not make it to that report or that the internet doesn't know about. And then to allude to that too, the internet is a freaking echo chamber, okay? So a couple trucks have had issues, which again, not downplaying it, it sucks, but multiple outlets have made videos on this, so now everyone's like, holy crap, dude, all these Tacomas, their transmissions suck. That's horrible. When in reality, it's a couple trucks, right? And the internet as an echo chamber again, it's just making an issue, which is an issue, not downplaying it. It sucks. Toyota needs to fix it, figure it out what's going on, especially with the manuals and stuff, and get customers' trucks right, which they have been. But the internet makes it seem like every single one of these trucks is about to explode. So that is my very quick, potentially unpopular opinion on this, but that I'm just real, man. That's just how I see it. Like, it sucks that it's happening, but it's not every freaking truck, and the internet is blowing it way out of proportion. Again, it sucks that the issues are happening. They need to get fixed and figured the heck out for future models of the Tacoma, but like, it's not every truck. At least right now, it is not every truck. So yeah, that's my answer for that. Noah, what is up, man? From Nova Scotia, Canada, eh? How's it going, man? Thank you for tuning in. Pro Outdoor says, how's the Land Cruiser content coming along? I'm eagerly waiting. Very good, man. Have some videos in the hopper for you guys. The Land Cruiser, me getting the vehicle, that video paid for the first month and a half of payments on the Land Cruiser. But for the most part, it's been doing good. June 2nd, or July 2nd, I'm sorry, I'm getting the Land Cruiser window tinted, so that'll be a fun like vloggy video and stuff. And then I'm this week recording 4Runner versus Land Cruiser. It's gonna be a bit slower pace of a video, like opening up a door and showing the soft touch materials on this 5th gen 4Runner, how it feels compared to the Land Cruiser. Opening up the hatches, showing the cargo space of this Land Cruiser in this, because I've noticed that there's a lot of 5th gen owners out there that aren't hyped about the 6th gen 4Runner. They're more hyped about the Land Cruiser than the 6th gen 4Runner, which is kind of wild, which is cool because I have both, so I can showcase both. But I have noticed that a lot in the comments. A lot of 5th gen owners, and I'm not sure if it's just because the Land Cruiser is here now and the 6th gen, is a couple months away still. But it seems like even when the 6th gen 4Runner comes out, I feel like a lot of 4Runner owners are migrating to the Land Cruiser instead, which is kind of cool. So it's going to be a very detailed video about that. And I have a like 4 or 5 more written down as well. And we are going to potentially do a road trip soon with the Land Cruiser as a family as well too. So I will keep the videos coming. They're not, I'll say this right now, and I know there's only 100 people in here, which I appreciate you guys so freaking much. If you could leave a like button on this so other subscribers can see it in the future, I'd appreciate it. But I know I kind of put a precedence on the channel as what stuff should be when I got the Tacoma and I went out west with it and I was off-roading and I was doing all this stuff. But that was like the Tacoma's mission when I bought it, was to go out west, build it, do all these awesome things. And then the Land Cruiser, I did buy it knowing that it was going to be a more Florida home vehicle and more of like family everyday kind of a thing, instead of just taking this also out west, building it up, going crazy with it. That would be insane for views. I'm kicking myself, but like, that's not what I bought the Land Cruiser for, unfortunately. If I got a 1958, that would have 100% been the play. Like, it would be built, but I wanted the first edition. Well, I wanted a normal Land Cruiser, but I got the first edition. Brian, thank you so much for the $2 donation, jumping all the way up to the top. Says, enjoying the stream. Thanks. Well, thank you for enjoying the stream, man, and hanging out with us tonight. We've been on for about an hour. We usually do like an hour and a half to 2 hours. It is hot in the garage, so I may not make any excuses. I mean, if we're rolling, we're rolling. But I'm like sweating through the shirt right now. I do have the fan on. I hope you guys can't hear that. I know you could probably hear the AC unit going over there. But guys, I freaking appreciate you all. And now I need to catch up. I wish that StreamYard, I need to get a better streaming service. StreamYard's good, but I wish it showed like kind of where you left off. Bo, I think it was Bo right here. What color 6th gen 4Runner will you get, John? So, Everest. The 4Runner that I am looking to get, guys, is a TRD off-road, probably premium. I like nice things. The TRD off-road premium in Everest color. I'm going back and forth if I want to get the hybrid or not. So that is what I'm aiming to get. That is what my feelers are already out there for with some dealerships and also the connections that I have with things. That is what I'm looking to do, is a TRD off-road premium in Everest color, and most likely a hybrid. The only thing that sucks about the hybrid is that it's going to be after the normal I-Forces, but I like the way the Land Cruiser's power is. So, Cripple says exactly. So, yeah, let's not kid ourselves. We would all love a Raptor. So, and the thing with the Raptor, too, is that, like, if, again, in this perfect world, right, sell the 3rd gen Tundra, get this new Tundra, build it up, save it from its bad just scenario that it's in right now. That truck leaves the channel the way that I have in my head that it leaves the channel. We get that property down in Tampa area and get a Raptor, but I'm gonna like work really hard. I don't even know if there's many available, but I'm gonna work stupid hard to get a Raptor R with the supercharged V8. The normal Raptor is just look at the guy calling me right now. The normal Raptor is just sweet, but hey Jeff, I'm on a live stream right now. Oh, hey, what's up? Jeff says live stream, what's up? I was just telling the live stream, they were asking where the lift kit is on my Land Cruiser. Oh yeah? What you got?
Pro suspension for the Tacoma, and I have it on its way for you.
You have what?
The new TRD Pro suspension for the Tacoma on its way for you.
Oh, well, there. Okay. I put you on speaker for that. I didn't know that. That's going to be sweet.
Yeah, so that's the old man Emu.
Yeah.
It would have worked, but it had been out on the test course for too many laps.
So this is a fresh TRD Pro kit then.
Brand new in the box.
Oh wow, you're such a great guy. Is it gonna have a pre-collar kit on it too, or just raised up as a TRD Pro kit?
Oh come on, pal! It's gonna have the lift on it and all.
All right. Okay.
I can't have you looking shabby.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm sure the viewers are gonna appreciate that.
Yeah, so I'll get you all the part numbers. So if they decide they want to put on their Land Cruiser as well, they can get them, and I'll do an install video for them as well.
All right. Well, that's perfect, dude. I appreciate you. Did you know I was on a live stream, or did you just want to call me?
I just called you because I missed you.
All right, Jeff. I miss you too. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you so much for that.
You got it. I'll holler you tomorrow.
All right, man.
See you, John.
All right. Drive safe,
Bye,
Jeff. All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
He must have heard me. So that was Jeff Westcott, guys, not Toyota Jeff. And I don't know if you heard it, but he is sending a TRD Pro suspension kit for the Land Cruiser. So you guys heard that here first. Everyone else on the channel, that will be a surprise for them. But I guess Land Cruiser content is going to have some TRD Pro suspension underneath the Land Cruiser, kind of looking like his Land Cruiser for his Moab build, right? That he was doing. So that would be pretty cool. So that's awesome. Jesse says, do you think that Toyota will ever bring back the FJ Cruiser? I'm not sure. This is kind of its revival, I guess, this Land Cruiser. But there is still rumor, I guess, of like a mini cruiser. But I'm not sure if they'll ever bring something unique back like the FJ Cruiser. It would be really cool. Any idea when the 4Runner pricing is coming out? It will be coming out a little bit later this year. It'll definitely be out, guys, before November, December. So I'll just leave it at that. It'll definitely, hopefully, be out before November, December timeframe. Picking up my TRD Off-Road I-Force Max next week. So pumped. I think that there will be a difference between the Tacomas made in Guadalajara plants, or I thought it was Guadalajara plants versus Baja. Some people say there is. I'm not 100% sure. I would love to see them side by side to really tell. But like that's kind of hard to tell also between like one and the other when there's a bunch of mass production ones that, you know, go down. I feel like you would have to get a good sampling batch average of like 5 and 5 or 10 and 10 to really like tell a difference. And another starred comment coming on in from Mike Gallagher. Thank you so much. I'm sorry that this is a little bit behind. I was just on the phone with Jeff Westcott. But man, so awesome. $10 donation. Thank you so freaking much. He says, thank you for everything you do. You are awesome. Dude, Mike, thank you for the donation, dude. You guys don't have to donate or even that much, but like that makes me so happy. That is just so awesome. Again, a majority of like everything goes back into the channel. It goes into the cars. It goes into road trips, modifications and stuff for these things, and eventually it'll go into some pretty dope giveaways and stuff too, guys. So this is just so awesome that I get to do this. I enjoyed the military. Military was good, but this is definitely a lot funner. It is a lot funner for sure. All right. And Daniel also saying, just want to say thanks for the content, dude. I appreciate you guys. And we're trying to do these live streams, if you guys enjoy them, once a week. We were doing really good. I forget what the heck came up. Oh, I think it was all like just the road trip and stuff with the Tacoma. We were doing really good this year up until like March time frame. And then got the Tacoma, and then we were doing the road trip and stuff. And I had just the worst internet luck while I was traveling and stuff. The only good internet I had was at my brother's house in Vegas. He has fiber. Holy crap, that thing was like so fast. But all the hotels, kind of bunk internet, my parents' house, camping, all that stuff. So we did stop the live streams for a little bit, but I do want to get better. And I know my internet here is going in and out, so I hope it's actually good right now. Do you think the 24 Tundra Pro is going to have an engine recall? I hope not. There are some 24 Tundras that are having issues. Again, this kind of goes back to like, will all the Tundras have issues? Will it just be onesies, twosies? I think that there were just enough and they found an issue. So like when recalls happen, they realize, they find what the problem was or what they really think the problem is, right? And then, hey, how long was this problem an issue? Like, was it ever fixed? And all the VIN numbers and stuff that could be affected were produced during this time of the problem. So like that's what your VIN number helps Toyota indicate as well for that stuff, is like when your truck was built, where exactly all the stuff came from. A lot of stuff goes into the VIN number and whatnot. So if there's a lot of 24s, right, and more 23s, I think you should start being concerned about your 24 Tundra. Like not right now, but like if the rest of the 23 Tundras start to get involved in the recall. And as of right now too, keep in mind, hybrids, even from 2022, are not on the recall yet. So your Tundra is a hybrid. As of right now, hybrids are not in the recall, even for 2022s. Super Soup says, thanks for the reply on the Land Cruiser earlier for the power question. I'm going to get a first edition in a week or so. But in Trail Dust, love the channel. Dude, I love my Toyota Blues, but Trail Dust is a very good color. And what I like about Trail Dust more than Heritage Blue and even Cavalry Blue, Cavalry is one of my favorite Toyota colors, is Trail Dust has like metallic in it. So like if you look close at the paint, this is just gloss, that's just gloss. Trail Dust has like a little bit of a metallic flake in it, which I love on my Tundra, the magnetic gray metallic. Such a good color, and it's just a gray, but it's like so good. Metallic finishes like that help hide swirls, help hide rock chips, all that stuff. The underground on the Tacoma, again, a really cool looking color, but it just shows a ton of imperfections. It shows a lot of stuff in the paint, whereas like a color that has more metallic-y flake to it helps hide a bit. So dude, you're gonna enjoy the Trail Dust color. I call it Chick-fil-A mustard, right? Chick-fil-A sauce, because it has like that lighter color like of Chick-fil-A sauce, but it's also kind of dark sometimes too. Brian says that a TRD John pullover hoodie, something that oozes quality and has a graphic of multiple Toyota trucks and SUVs with a TRD John logo. So that'd be super rad. I don't know if I would do a different TRD John logo like on the front. So I'm a big fan of shirts when they just have like a logo like right here on the chest and then like a logo on the back. I don't like shirts that have like big, huge logos on the front. So I would make it how I think everyone else would really like shirts. But I guess the creativity just comes into like what would be on the back. Maybe we'd start with like all the vehicles I've had, or like just cool backgrounds and landscapes or stuff. I don't know. I want it to like feel natural, and I think that's another reason why I haven't done merch, is because I just don't want it to be like portrayed as like, oh, John wants cash out of us, right? Or like, I'm not gonna lie, guys, we're gonna have like some ads coming soon on the channel, but they'll be very integrated and like organic, just like that one Anchor one was with the Tacoma, right? Like out in the middle of the desert, talking about the product of an Anchor product that I actually use Anchor stuff, you know, and talking about it, and just, I don't know, it's products that I use. Jackery reached out. A lot of people talk good about Jackery. I want to see if their stuff is really good, showcase it for you guys. Anchor, an electric bike company, because electric bikes are pretty big in the overland scene and everything now too. So like trying to do more of that stuff, and in all honesty, like companies, they pay money, and it's not all about the money. That I've denied so many companies on like just the stupidest stuff, just because I don't want there to be just bogus ads. But the ones that I do accept are ones that I actually feel like you guys would use, and I try to get discount codes as well for you all. So there will be some ads because, again, I want a house down with some land. I want a big garage. I want more projects and stuff. And while YouTube AdSense is nice, it just pays for the cars. You know, it doesn't pay for stuff to grow this more and be bigger. But not every single freaking video is going to have an ad, as you guys know. Like the Yodaverse stuff, you know? Like that was a span of 10 videos over like 2 months. We agreed on 10 videos over the span of 2 months, so it wasn't every single video, hey guys, buy Yodaverse stuff, buy Yodaverse stuff. No, it's like when it felt right to like segue it, that's just what I did. So hopefully people will understand that. Jamie says, are you completely sold on moving from the 4-cylinder V6 in your 4Runner to a turbo 4-cylinder? Any reservations on long-term reliability? Oh yeah, these things have to prove themselves. This 4-cylinder has to prove itself. The hybrid technology has to prove itself. The turbo, more moving parts and stuff. But like turbos are nothing new to Toyota, right? They've been doing turbos in 4-cylinders. I think like the 80s, like the 22RE had like a turbo on a certain spec of it. The old MR2s from I think the mid 80s had turbos on them. The freaking Supra had turbos on them. So like turbos are nothing new. They are a moving part that does unfortunately go out eventually, right? Just like all stuff. But at the end of the day, the 4.0 in the 4Runner has been here since 2004, 2003. I can't remember what the first year of the 4th gen 4Runner was. But yeah, it's proven itself. You know that's a bulletproof vehicle. This has to prove itself. I will say, as I've said many times, gosh, I hope this service is good right now, man. I really hope it's good because it keeps hitting me at 1 bar, 2 bars right now. This drives so good. It drives good. It has peppiness. It's getting okay gas mileage for it being a brick. It's pretty good. Mike does say, though, bring back the V6, Toyota. Give us more speeds in the transmission. That would be nice for sure. But again, it's freaking government crap, right? It goes back to that, and Toyota does like to play ball for sure. Ignoring the power, would you get an iForce Max or iForce? Ignoring the power, I would just do normal iForce. But if I want power, I would get the iForce Max, because like with the power, it comes in if you're putting a little bit bigger of tires on it. Are you putting some weight in the vehicle? Are you towing with the vehicle? Like that's really where the iForce Max is going to shine. Day-to-day driving, you can't really tell like a massive difference. One Stone says, do you know anything about the TRD performance package that was supposed to be out for the Tundra? Dude, what the heck is up with that thing? I don't know anything about it. It came out like 1 or 2 SEMAs ago, and it's still not here yet, which is absolutely crazy. And jump into the top, Super Soup, thank you so much for that donation, man. I appreciate it. I did not see any text with that, but I freaking appreciate you, dude. You guys do not have to do that, but man, it is awesome. Ryan, and because I'm having to scroll back up now, Ryan says, I love Jeff, LOL. So you know, Ryan, you're gonna be you're gonna be putting it on. I told Breland to get on that trail dust. Heck yeah, dude, if he has the opportunity, you never know. I know he keeps going back and forth about what next kind of company vehicle should have the logo and stuff for Yoda Mafia. But yeah, well, Ryan, I guess we have TRD Pro suspension coming, so we will be digging into the Land Cruiser. We definitely need to get together to iron out a time. That's exactly what I want on my 4Runner that I'm getting. Heck yeah. Thoughts on Untamed? So him and I, because this comes up a lot, him and I, like, dude, we talked so much in the past. I'm just not sure where his mind is on certain things lately. Some of the videos he's made, I not feel attacked, but like I kind of feel like he's portraying certain things certain ways and stuff. And his comment section is just absolutely toxic with certain things, and so many people talking shit about me. So I just stopped watching. Just try not to let my interests get the best of me and stuff, and I just avoid it now. It's whatever. I don't want to talk crap. I don't want to start drama or anything like that, but I'm not even going to say certain things. But if it gets to that point, I have ammo. But, like, I just don't even care anymore. It's he's doing his own thing. If he wants to do videos however he wants to do them, then he can do videos however he wants to do them. You know, that's the beauty of YouTube. Y'all can watch whoever you want to watch. If you guys don't like my content, you can watch someone else's content. If you like my content, you can freaking subscribe and click the thumbs up button. But, like, it's the power of the internet. Like, people can do whatever they want. You can have creators that come out of nowhere that's super awesome, and they just take your attention, and I just have to get better at certain things. But I just don't care anymore, man. You know, I just do my own thing, stay in my own realm of what I like to do, and that's it. There ain't no reason to feed into certain things, you know. Colton says, oh, yeah, Toyota. It was not Toyota Jeff. It was Jeff Westcott. Yep. Thanks, Jake. Appreciate that. Longtime fans of yours. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Brad says, big fan. Don't understand all these people give you a hard time calling you fanboy. Keep up. Dude, it's whatever. You know, I enjoy Toyota. I really wish that they would change some things. It does suck, like the jump in prices and stuff. I get it. It just doesn't. It just hurts. You know, there's a lot of things hurting on the belts of Americans right now and throughout the world. And, like, just everything is boiling down. And I feel like a lot of people, it sucks, man, are just lashing out and giving up instead of, like, it sounds like a dickish thing to say, but, like, just pushing hard and pushing through it, and, like, we're all gonna hopefully, like, get to this better outcome, hopefully, that we all just need to push to. But, like, there is a lot of stuff. I mean, groceries, car prices, gas at certain times when it skyrockets again, clothing, school supplies for people that have kids. I'm sure baby food and kid food's expensive. You know, like, there's so many things that are just pressing on us. And when I make videos about the new cars and stuff, of course, if someone's having, unfortunately, a hard time at home and they see me, like, with a new $70,000+ vehicle, they're going to lash out. Like, it's not the right thing to do. Work harder for what you want. You know, if you're in a bad situation, try to make it better, you know. But there's haters everywhere, man. I used to get upset, honestly, like, several years ago, about people in my same space, like Toyota Jeff, when he would get more views than me, right? I'd be like, dude, how does Jeff get more views? It's the same stuff. I did it this way and he did it that way. Like, how did Jeff get more views? That's not the attitude to have. That is not the attitude to have at all. So now what Jeff and I do, I'm like, bro, that video took off. What did you do? He's like, well, here's my analytics. This is what I did. And I try to do something similar that my audience would like. Or like, hey, Jeff, I've noticed that you haven't been on TikTok lately. Like, what's up? Do you not care anymore? And he's like, oh, no, you're right, John. I need it. So now, like, instead of allowing people in your same realm, like, with whatever work you have, like, just you get upset with them because they're doing better, like, see what they're doing and try to emulate that, or be better yourself at certain things too. So it's whatever with haters, man. Like, I was a hater too at one point until, like, I guess grew the frick up and realized, like, dude, you're getting no benefit from being a hater on someone. Like, just try to do better in your own way. So that's just how I see it certain times with all that stuff. Ambient says, nah, you're sponsored by Toyota for sure. 100%, dude. Great follow-up comment. I know we are 14 minutes behind, and I appreciate you guys. But great follow-up content or comment for that. So, like, here's the thing. Like, I've never once gotten paid by Toyota. It is cool that they fly me out to events and stuff, and, you know, they wine and dine you for sure, as some people would say, right? It's just dinner. Like, I'm mostly my carnivore diet. I don't really drink that much anymore and stuff, so I just have some meat and have a seltzer water and call it a day, BS with a bunch of people. Like Tim Estradal, say, hey, man, what are you doing on this? Like, how are you feeling here? Like, just what I said with Toyota Jeff, like I do with everyone. Like, figure out, like, what's working for people and stuff. It's more of a networking event for us journalists than it is, like, Toyota stuff. Like, it's a car at the end of the day, right? You just show the features and everything of the car. But if I was sponsored by them and they did give me a paycheck for all the cars that I've sold, bro, I'd have a freaking LFA, dude. I would have an LFA. It would not be on my vision board anymore. The LFA would be sitting right there in the freaking garage. Freaking $500,000 freaking car, dude. Holy crap, it's so nice. Brian says, I just wish that Toyota would bring their diesel game to the United States. Besides the 5th gen 4Runner, we have a diesel Suburban with a mini Duramax and a diesel BMW. Yeah, so aside from it not being a diesel, the new 2.4, like in this Land Cruiser and in the Tacoma and in the 4Runner, they act like a diesel. Like with the kind of like fuel rails and stuff, they click, they sound like a diesel. The low end torque kind of feels like a diesel. But at the end of the day, it's not a diesel. It's not getting the gas mileage of a diesel, because those Suburbans and those Silverados, they get pretty good gas mileage. I love the 4Runner. Big fan of your old first gen Tacoma. I think you're talking about, Viso. Appreciate it. I would love to get a first gen 4Runner though. Man, beach project, that would be really dope. Don't feel bad about doing merch and making some extra cash. It's all good, all the way for people to give back. Ads with your products you use is great. So I appreciate that you guys at least are good. You know, like, not that I'm 1,000 people in the live stream. That would be cool, right? But like, it's really nice to see 100 people in here, and I know that you guys are the ones that would appreciate that. It's when the video goes like, you know, 5,000, 10,000 views, which I'm again thankful for. That's when you kind of start to get the people that come in and be like, oh, an ad, oh, you're paid by Anchor. It's like, bro, it's an ad. Like, that's literally what they are. Look at all YouTube creators, right? Like, they again, stuff has gotten more expensive. Find your avenue to offset it and make stuff happen. But again, try to be more organic with it, and it not just be a cash grab of like horrible merchandise. I'll probably spend thousands of dollars on like shirt samples and all this stuff before like I'm really satisfied about stuff. Cause like even the patch too, like I showed you guys, like again, I like it, but like if you look at the door on the 4Runner right there, like, and I even noticed this, but like there's no line. So like stuff like that irks me. Like, it doesn't look like a full door. It just looks too tall. I don't know. I try to realize that you can't be a perfectionist at everything, but yeah, I don't know why I'm so pumped to see the 25 Tundra. Dude, I just hope Toyota listened to everything that we had to say about it, and I'm not sure how much they... So the thing is, though, is like a lot of that design on that Tundra and like the infotainment system and the gauges, like a lot of that stuff is already being worked on and like has been worked on. Like when they launched the new Tundra, they're already at that Tundra. And then when this Tundra comes out, they're already at the next Tundra. Like that's how far stuff is out. I think it's like, oh man, what did she say? Like 7 years, I think, is how far out Toyota is. And that could obviously change with the world and everything and stuff too. But like they're far. They're definitely far out. But I hope though, with them being that far out, they're still able to listen to some critiques as well and see if they can implement those too. I'm curious if the cab is going to be like the same cab itself, how the body lines and stuff are going to be. Very interested to see how it's going to be. 2006 4Runner has over 400,000 miles on it, still running strong. Dude, it's going to go a million miles. We need to sell some merch though to get that Raptor R. It's going to be epic, dude. It would be sick. I just want it for the engine. A normal Raptor EcoBoost is still an amazing truck. But bro, a supercharged V8 just whining, that's where it's at. It'd be so cool. That would be a truck that would be hard to sell, like to get rid of. I'm sure it'd be such a good truck. Do you think that you'd choose a supercharged 5th gen 4Runner over a 6th gen powertrain? I would need to drive one. I think that the 6th gen powertrain will still outshine a supercharged 5th gen. But I don't know. We'll see. But supercharged 5th gen would be cool. If I do keep this 4Runner forever like I plan to, it will be supercharged one day. I just don't know. I'm not going there either. Talking about other people's content. But thanks for keeping it real and positive, enthusiastic. Of course, I try to. Ian says Yaman says that he likes Toyota Jeff. Pebbles also says don't feed in the drama or some Debbie Downers. I'm a fangirl. I don't give a F. I'll admit it. I have trust in Toyota because of their history. Of course. And that's the thing too, you know, like it does stink with this new generation of Toyota vehicles because like for so long, all of their stuff was older, right? And now all these new vehicles are coming out. New chairman, I think, or new head honcho at Toyota and stuff because Akio is not there like at that like major role and stuff. So like there have been a lot of changes. And now with a lot of new vehicles and COVID again, with excuses of materials and all this stuff, like there's a ton of like bad things, and it just seems to be one punch after the other, and then now everyone's like, oh crap. But like, again, if you look back at history, it's the main reason why Toyota did the recall. Everyone freaked out about the recall, but at least they're recalling stuff, right? Unlike, you know, other brands that have known issues on vehicles and then they don't do recalls, you know? It's just like, hey, it is what it is. So I don't know, like hopefully this isn't a hole that just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And maybe when the 4th gen Tundra comes out and it's all the same crap over again, like, oh, the 3rd gen's where it's at. Like, why did they do this? We'll see. We will see. We will see. Haters always going to hate. Yep. Always moving on, man. Always moving on. We need a big old teddy bear and throw it in the back of the vehicle. Thanks, Summer. Appreciate you. Sorry about the customers. Whatever. You hear it from Grandpa all the time. It's fine. Super Soup says, your channel is really good. You always take the high road when it doesn't matter. You show the opportunities as well as strengths of the vehicles. Keep it that way. Toyota always has outlasted for any issues. For sure. For sure. I mean, nothing's perfect. You know, when I was driving the Land Cruiser the other day, I heard like a little ticking sound again. In my mind, I hate rattling. I hate rattling and I hate ticking. So I'm going to try to find it, you know, before I just make a video on certain things and stuff. But I don't know, like even the 4Runner, it ended up needing a new battery, and like the electrical system wasn't working, windows weren't working. I'm like, dude, what the heck is going on with this 4Runner? And it just needed a new battery. The Elantra fanboy, this person's a troll. I 100% know it. It says, buy Hyundai, better cars, better pizza too. Go to Papa John's. You guys talking about this stuff, 23,000 gallons to drive. Holy crap. Dude, don't put a number to that for money-wise. That is some coin. That is true, though. When you start to, like, you know, equate it out to how many gallons you used in fuel, that is crazy. Enjoy your stuff. Got a 24 TRD pre-runner. Not many around. Saw it the first time from your Flagstaff video in 23. Thanks. The Air Force is night flying right now. It's 8:40 at night, and I hear jets going over the house right now. Dude. That's sick. Congrats on the pre-runner. To be honest with you, Troy, the pre-runner is one of my favorite. It's like so simple. It is spunky because it is a very lightweight truck, but it's a good driving truck. The pre-runner is honestly probably one of my favorite new Tacomas, and I can't wait to have one. It will be, because I really want a hybrid Tacoma, but like with the 4Runner coming out and the Land Cruiser and all this stuff, and then I may not do a hybrid Tacoma. I don't know yet, but I want to do a pre-runner build so bad as an actual like West Coast pre-runner truck. Because a lot of people in the East Coast and like the North and stuff, they don't really know what pre-runners are. They're very West Coast inspired trucks to go fast out in the desert. Bigger fender flares, like fiberglass fenders, long travel suspension. That's why with that truck too, Toyota kept it as a leaf spring in the back for longer travel, suspension in the rear with aftermarket suspension, and didn't limit it to coils and stuff. So it's a sick truck. It's really, really cool. I'm excited to hear how you like it over the next live streams and, you know, coming months and stuff. Trying to get a Land Cruiser First Edition in Heritage Blue like you, John. Well, I don't know if my wife is still in here, but if you want to buy it. Too many car payments, but it's still fun. It's a good vehicle. If the Land Cruiser needs to get sold, like I will sell it, and I could just get another one afterwards for everything, guys. I would like to keep it so I don't get those people in the comments. They're like, bro, you had it for like a month. Well, yeah, I'm trying to buy a house. So like lenders, they don't like when you have debt and you're trying to buy more debt. So if this has to go somewhere and we just have a paid off 4Runner and we're whipping around until we close, and then the stupid thing about stuff like that is like you could close on the house and then the next day, like go buy this, go buy another Tundra, go buy another Tacoma. It's like, it's so crazy. It's so wild. Greetings from Gadsden, Alabama. Hopefully I get my 24 TRD off-road premium next month. Heck yeah. And I think if you're the same commenter, JR, about the Buc-ee's, I was wrong. It's more south. It's off of 10. I'm not sure if you were the person that had commented about the Buc-ee's post the other day, but it was not in Gadsden. Gadsden is a little bit more north, I think. It was in, whatever it is off the 10 freeway right there. I forget the city, but it's right before you go down to Gulf Shores, Alabama. I saw you when you were picking up your Land Cruiser. Oh, that's right. What is up? Ford is recalling, 550,000 trucks for randomly shifting into first gear while you're driving on the highway. So again, nothing's perfect. It sucks. But man, that has a potential to like grenade engines as well. Pebble says Buc-ee's is not the same outside of Texas. Well, they are putting the biggest Buc-ee's, I think, ever in Tennessee. So Texas needs to step up their game to have the biggest Buc-ee's as well. I think because Florida was supposed to have the biggest, but I think the one that they announced for Tennessee is going to be bigger. But of course, Texas is building them all the time. So I feel like they will just one-up it again and just do a bigger one. 80 Series Land Cruiser next to the new Land Cruiser would be wild. So I do have a buddy. I actually need to text him. He has a 200 Series and a new GX, and I want to do side-by-side videos of this and the GX, and then this and the 200 Series for you guys. And then he's going to have it on his channel too. And he's just like right up the road. TT says, ever had any vibration and rear end issues in your Tundra? So I have not, and my Tundra has been on 37-inch tires for the last 8,000 miles or so almost. But there is some issues that people are having with rear ends that are making like a bad like whiny noise. With my old Tundra, when I was towing sometimes, with it, there was a little bit of not transmission shudder, but you could feel like a little bit of a flutter. But it was very rare with that truck. I have not felt that on this new truck. I'm not sure if it's a long bed thing or a short bed thing. I don't know. But there are some complaints that people are having of the rear end of the Tundra whining a little bit. Not a lot of people to where I've seen it like, in the forums or like people in the comments sections all the time in my stuff. But I have heard about some people having issues with the rear ends of their Tundras. Omar says, hey John, just got a 24 TRD Off-Road Premium and it's sucking down gas. What should I do to improve it? Don't listen to the turbo noises because when you spool turbos, they like to drink down gas. I'm not sure if this is a 4Runner 24 Off-Road Premium or a Tacoma. So my Tacoma, I was getting around 20 to 23-ish when it was brand new. I would say just average around like 21 when it was brand new. I live in flat Florida though. If you're at elevation, going up and down mountains all the time, it's gonna be lower, unfortunately. How's it going? Devious says, just getting in. Hello, John and everyone else. I'm glad you were able to join us in the live stream. We talked about, well, actually didn't talk about the Tacoma being back, but you guys know that because I did the update video. Tundra potentially leaving for some future opportunities. And then we also talked about the Tundra that I want to buy. It's a Voodoo Blue 2nd Gen. I haven't disclosed what trim level it is yet, but the dealership does not want to play ball. They are about $10,000 too high from Kelley Blue Book, and then, in my opinion, another $3,000 too high above that because the frame has been cut with the ready lift. From what I could see, it's just a bad underneath of the truck that needs some work and some love. But thank you for joining. Hope you enjoy the last 17 minutes of the live stream. Would you prefer the first edition or a 58 in your honest opinion? Depends on what I'm gonna do with it. If I'm gonna really modify it, I do a 58 all day. But to me, the sweet spot is just like a normal Land Cruiser. Just the normal Land Cruiser grade is probably just the sweet spot with no real upgrades with it because it would feel nice on the inside. You have some upgrades with it, but not a lot to get to the 60K range. Because the crappy thing is I'm seeing a lot of 1958s at the dealers that are 60 grand because they have a lot of extra added crap onto it. But like if it's just normal MSRP, a normal Land Cruiser around 60 is like the perfect vehicle and price, you know, without all the options. So I would say if I'm going to build it, I go a 58. But if I was just doing a normal, like just Land Cruiser for like just the family, it would just literally be the Land Cruiser grade, not a premium. Erwin says, what do you think about the Tundra recalls? Also, with the Tacoma being the new generation, I hear / see it already having issues. So nothing new is going to be absolutely perfect, and the internet is an echo chamber. The new recall on the Tundra, I'm glad that Toyota finally put out a recall for it. A lot of people are speculating it may end up being a class action lawsuit. It may. We don't know. It just all depends on how they deem to rectify the issue. I think a recall, though, at least has kind of saved them because now they're acknowledging that the trucks are having issues and stuff too. So it's just going to depend on what the fix is for that, hopefully. And hopefully they fixed, if it's just a normal machining issue, hopefully they fixed it, right? And all the next trucks are going to be good. The new Tacoma does not have that many issues right now. It's actually off to a pretty decent start. There are very, very few transmission issues that some people have had with the Tacoma. But aside from that, it's just honestly little things here and there. I haven't heard of anything crazy with the Tacoma aside from transmissions. That is a pretty big thing. But again, it's been like under 5, at least documented thus far. There may be more now, but when all this stuff came out, there was about 4 or 5 trucks. Juan says, hey John, I'm in the market to buy my first Tacoma. Can't decide between an SR5 or a Sport. Do you know if the SR5 comes with a 14-inch screen? So if you're looking for a 14-inch screen, the SR5 does not come with a 14-inch screen. So I would lean towards a Sport then at that point if you're just looking for a 14-inch screen. The Sport for me was a little bit bouncy of a drive. I did mention that in some of the videos. The SR5 was cool, but as you start adding packages to the SR5, you might as well just buy a Sport because the SR5 could be more than a TRD Sport at certain points. Tim Jim says, thanks John for the great content. I'm in line for a Pro. They tell me September. I hope it comes before then for you, man. September feels like so far away, but it'll be here before you know it. Daniel says, John, do you know if the Tacoma Trailhunter Snorkel will be available on other Tacoma trims? It will not be available on them, like from the dealership, but like you may be able to buy it as a Toyota accessory and have the dealership put it on. Some dealerships, as more inventory for them comes out, they may just equip their trucks with it. That would be pretty cool. Gong says, keeping my 23 Tundra until the wheels fall off. Toyota might be taking the route of lifetime warranties on certain issues relating to the recall. No risk, no reward. For sure. I mean, that's what I think they should do, is either, all the trucks that fail in the future because it's a known recall, they either get fixed. I'm not sure if they're going to scope all these trucks, how they're going to do it, take oil samples or something. I'm not sure. Like, all the trucks that are affected, people are immediately jumping to like, oh, they're going to rip my engine apart. They may just do precautionary like inspections first to see if they need to do that stuff, or just give people lifetime warranties. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but if your truck is affected by it right now and they ultimately end up giving a lifetime warranty for a truck, that's pretty sweet. Danny, what is up, man? How's it going? That logo looks really good. Just coming through to support. Congrats on 100K subs. Thank you so much, man. You guys can go over to Danny's channel. He is a original Destination Outdoor friend that I met, 3 years ago now? Holy crap, 4 years ago or something like that. Check out his YouTube channel and also his Instagram as well. And a couple last questions, guys. If you guys have any more, you guys can go ahead and fire them. But if we don't get many more questions, we may wrap up about 10 minutes early. If I found the truck you were looking at, it's marked as sold. Did you secretly buy it? Which one, one stone, and what dealership? Let me know. If it's marked as sold, then someone bought a bunk truck, and hopefully they didn't pay that much for it. But let me know what dealership and what city, and I will let you know. A friend, or not a friend, but a subscriber said that they had sent me one on Facebook Messenger, and that sucks because that one was in Pennsylvania, and I don't check Facebook Messenger that often. I wish he emailed it to me because I would have gotten that one. It was very, very clean. This one needs a lot of work. But let me know what dealership you're talking about and what city. And if it's marked sold, then someone may have gotten it. And then maybe we're just talking about this truck for nothing. Oh, yep, that was it. Really? Well, that sucks. That truck's bunk though, dude. Like it was it needed some work for sure. Let me mark this sold, huh? I believe you. I'm just gonna look for myself as well. Who did I send it to? I'm trying to look in my I still see it on this, but I wonder if it's on another site. And I'm sorry if I'm losing people's interest and stuff here. Sorry to be the bearer of bad. No, you're good. I'm not thinking about it anymore. If it is actually sold. Oh, it says sold. Well, hope it's good for the new person. So I mean I'll just show it then, because I was wanting to keep it not secretive, but like I didn't want to you know, ruin the surprise if everyone was you know. So all right, so this was the truck, guys, that for everyone that's still in here, this was the one that I was looking at. So they had it. They're not showing the price right now, but they had it for $44,000 and has 98,000 miles on, or 92,000 miles on it almost. And it looks clean, right? Like it looks decently clean, but it had a horrible ready lift on it. So everything was cut up here. The back had just these insane blocks. Dude, all of these freaking ads. Holy crap. Go away, freaking cookies. So it looks decently clean, but look at those giant tires, the bushwhackers on it. You could see like some surface rust, all this surface rust under here. I had the dude send me photos. There's a bunch of surface rust. The whole leaf springs, there was surface rust. The truck was up north. The seats need some work. They're all crinkled and stuff. You can see scratches on the doors, scratches here on the seats, scratches here on the doors. The screen was busted. Like there's this truck needed like a lot of work, and they don't even, like, the steering wheel is crooked, right? So it needed some alignment. It's all worn and everything. So this truck needed a lot of work, and I guess I was being like overly aggressive, thinking that it was, you know, on the market for you know, the 30 days that it was on the market for, but like it needed some work. So it sucks, whatever. Someone bought it, and I guess, you know, I should have went up there and really negotiated with them, but I was going to waste 6 hours of my life driving up there, and if they didn't want to negotiate, and maybe someone got it for the price that it should have been, but like that whole ready lift was absolutely terrible. And then the photos that the guy sent me, it was pretty bad. Like the truck really needed some work. Erwin, no problem for the response yet. I'm currently in the market for either Tacoma off-road or a limited, but my local dealership, they mainly just get SRs and SR5s. Oh, dang. May need to look outside potentially your local dealership. Kobe says, hey, John, I've never driven any of the Tacoma hybrid trucks yet, and I've been wondering if the electric power actually does anything after 15 miles an hour. It does. It does as passing power. It's not just, you know, low speed EV stuff. It's power whenever you need it. Just think of it basically as even less turbo lag because of the battery packs and everything. Sold our 22 Tundra Platinum yesterday and bought that C8 Corvette. I believe you sent me that on Instagram, I think. Yes. Someone sent me it on Instagram. It's a sign that a better truck will come my way. For sure. I mean, I've wanted a Voodoo Blue TRD Pro for a while, but like that truck just, it needed so much work, and I didn't want to be the schmuck that bought it for a dumb price. Like, to me, that's a $30,000 truck. They had it listed at $44,000. To me, it's a $30,000 truck. It needed way too much work, and that truck for me, it wouldn't be my forever truck. I was going to do a giveaway like with that truck at the end. Like it was going to be saving a TRD Pro project and taking it up to Toyota Mafia. And I'm kicking myself that I didn't just do it. But like, again, they wanted way too much money for that truck. It needed a whole new front cross member. It needed a bunch of work. It needed a whole bunch of work. And Jimmy's saying, found a TRD Pro Tundra on Facebook Marketplace for 58 with 40K miles. So like that's low miles. Like this truck had 100,000 miles almost. I think that 58K is a little bit much, honestly. But like, you know, people want the V8s, and Devia says, nah, don't touch that 2019 Voodoo Blue Tundra. It looked clapped out. That's why I wanted to touch it, because it was so clapped out. It was so bad that I wanted to save it. We're going to do, I was going to talk with Toyota Mafia and Breland a little bit more. Take all the Tundra Pro suspension off, right? Because it has 100,000 miles on it, stretched out with the Ready Lift. Horrible. Take all that stuff out of it. Put an Old Man Emu BP51 kit up under it. Nice remote reservoirs and everything. 35-inch tires. Nice new wheels. Detail up the inside of it. Talking with Cali Rays, getting a whole bunch of lights and everything on it too. So it was going to be a really nice, clean build when it was done. But I really just hope whoever bought it, I hope they got a good deal. I have a 2019 Tacoma TRD Pro manual with 37,000 miles. Keeping it, dude, I'm telling you, that manual is, it's good for sure. People are getting too emotional with these second-gen purchases, paying way too much for them, and this is coming from guys who's owned 4 of them. 100%, and maybe that's what it was. Or in Atlanta, right? A lot of people do like some showy vehicles like that. That particular dealership had a lot of showy vehicles. I think the name of that dealership was Atlanta Luxury Motors or something like that. So they do pry on like bigger wheels and more of the showboaty kind of vehicles for those people that want it, right? Like it just looks good to them, and they're like, yo, that truck looks sick, I want to buy it. But they don't know like what a TRD Pro is supposed to be, that it has a cheap lift kit under it. Dude, the wheels were completely curved as well that he showed me in one of the photos. So like it had a lot of issues, and I feel bad, like, because I wanted to save it, and I just hope that the person that bought it, just they didn't get screwed on that, man. Also because it's a third-party dealer, and they're pretty shady about stuff. Stepping in late, sorry, are you selling the Tundra? If so, is it related to the recalls? And what are you thinking about the recent Tacoma transmission issue? I'm not thinking anything about the Tacoma transmission issue is being blown way out of proportion. There are not that many trucks affected. I'm not downgrading the issue. Toyota needs to fix it. But the internet is an echo chamber, making it way worse than it needs to be. The reason I'm selling the Tundra, I'm not sure when you jumped in and if you heard the explanation, it was for this right here. It was for this, but it turns out that it was sold. This particular truck needed a crap ton of work. It was going to be a lot of fun. It was going to be a giveaway. It was going to be a restoration project. Like I was going to take a big leap with this truck, but I guess it just was not meant to be at all, and whatever. And also we're looking at some property, and I just don't need the Tundra right now. Recalls, they are not playing into my desire to get rid of the Tundra. However, if the recalls get worse and they're all 2023s and then half of the 2024s, it's going to really start to get people's brains moving, and the value is going to keep going down. Right now I am in a position where with my Tundra, that with the YouTube videos that I made, with my down payment, and with what the truck is worth, that I'm not going to lose money on it. Again, with the videos that I've made, so keep that in mind. So it's like the optimal time to sell my Tundra right now if I decide to like really let it go. I put it on Facebook or Instagram the other day for 62. Private party on just a normal Tundra like mine is 59.5, almost 60. It does have the bigger tires, the wheels, the lift kit, which is like $6,000 with the upper control arms and stuff, and whatever. If someone offers me 58, dude, I'll sell you the Tundra tomorrow. So I'm just at a position with the truck where I don't really need it right now. The recall's not scaring me, but it is like on the back of my mind for value of the truck to keep going down. And I just feel like it's kind of the right time to to let that Tundra go, especially if stuff pans out the way that I would like it to. But with that other Tundra being sold, I'm still going to be on the look for a second gen Tundra. It was either a TRD Pro like that or a Platinum Tundra and build it to be super clean as well. So maybe I'll look to see what Platinums are out there right now and just do that. But I felt like that project would have been really cool on the channel, but I wasn't going to be a sucker for freaking $44,000 for a $30,000 truck. All right, and then last question. We are almost at 2 hours. Oh, no, it wasn't. Yep, sent it to you on Instagram. Sold it in Tampa for under what we wanted. Tundra prices are definitely dropping, so we had to make the move. And that is the reason why, too. Like, it sucks, you know, because the more and more that get traded in and in the market and stuff, too, the more the value of mine goes down and other people. But there are a lot of people jumping ship on their Tundras, which in turn, supply and demand. If there's a crap ton of supply, it is lowering the demand of the truck. So again, I feel like right now it's an optimal time to get out of the Tundra, but it was going to be kind of cool to roll it into a clapped out TRD Pro and make the TRD Pro just so much better. But I guess someone picked it up. Do you notice a chirp? The chirp that comes from the engine bay when you turn on your AC or initially start your Tacoma. I do. It's very weird. It's like just kind of like a burp, and that's it. It only does it once. So I don't know if it's good or if it's bad. If everyone's does it, then it's probably just the AC compressor or something like that starting up, or that belt for that system starting up. But mine does do it as well. So guys, thank you so much. And again, if you guys are in here, I'm not sure how long people have been in here, but Toyota Jeff, thank you so much for the donation. Mr. Luis, thank you so much for both of them, bro. I appreciate that. Brian, thank you so much. Mike, thank you so much. And Super Soup as well. Thank you for the donations, guys. I appreciate everyone coming up in here tonight on this Tuesday. We had a good amount of people, so we may just do them on Tuesdays. Before you guys head out, if you could hit the like button so subscribers can see this as well. If they weren't able to stop in tonight, I would appreciate it. But Tadios, Cripple, Daniel, Kobe, everyone's saying thank you. Thank you guys so much. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great night. Mike, thank you, man. You're the best, dude. Andy, thank you.